Good morning, students. We have already learned RAM and ROM. Today we will learn from facts about the RAM. So today we learn facts about RAM, that what are the facts of RAM, that is random access. An increase in size of the RAM increases the amount of data that can be stored at one point of time, and hence we can run multiple programs simultaneously. Okay, it means an increase in size of RAM. Increase in size of RAM, it means we are talking about the size of the RAM. The RAM sizes like 1 GB, 2 GB, 3 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB, etc. It increases the amount of the data that can be stored at one point of time. So, how much is the RAM in your computer system? The data quantity, the data stored quantity are depend on the RAM. It means random access memory. Suppose that if you have 8 GB, 8 gigabyte GB, it means RAM in your computer system, that your system can store 7.5 GB data, up to 7.5 GB data in temporarily at single time using multiple programs. Okay, but if in your computer, if you have the 4 GB RAM, then your computer is able to load up to 3.5 GB of data. So this is the increase the size of the RAM, increases the amount of the data, increases the amount of the data that can be stored at one point of time, and hence we can run multiple programs simultaneously. So we can run the multiple program simultaneously. Sometimes we are facing the lag problems in our computer system, like that our computer is looking like it's not working or is hanging. It means computer is hanged. So why your computer will go in the situation of hang? Because of RAM. Because of RAM, random access memory. When the RAM load the programs more than in size, okay, then our computer goes to in situation of hang. Okay, that is lag position. Also, increase in RAM increase the speed of computer, since if the RAM is full, the data is temporarily shifted to the hard disk. The data is temporarily shifted to the hard disk, which takes more time, whereas accessing from RAM takes less time. Done. So this line want to say that temporarily shifted to the hard disk, or data temporarily shift to the hard disk, which takes more time. Which takes more time. It means what is the time? The time between input and output, that is called throughput. Input and output, the between time is called throughput. Suppose that if I am click in this, suppose that I am select this. Okay. So how much time it is need? This is the throughput time. So whereas accessing from RAM takes less time. Okay, so RAM take very less time to access the data, and the hard disk take long time. So we need to increase the size of the RAM. This is a fact about RAM, that what is the RAM. Now secondary memory. What is secondary memory? There are two types of memory in our computer system. As you already know about that, two types of memory. First one is primary memory, and the second one is secondary memory. The primary memory are RAM and ROM, and the secondary memory are like hard disk, floppy disk, CD, pen drive, DVD, etc. Primary memory hold the data temporarily for some time. Primary memory hold the data temporarily for some time, but secondary memory hold the data permanently. Secondary memory hold the data permanently. It's depend on the user. If user will delete the data, then the data will deleted, otherwise data will be served for lifetime. Okay, Muggles. When we have primary memory, then why do we need secondary storage? Okay, very good question. Have you thought about it? We have RAM which is temporarily. Why we need secondary storage? Because primary memory is the temporary memory. It is hold the data only for some time, not permanent. Okay, whereas the secondary storage store permanently and read as well as write. Secondary storage store the data permanently. So this is the big difference between the primary and the secondary memory. Got it? Next. Secondary storage holds data on an external medium like hard disk, floppy disk, CD-ROM. CD stand for compact disk. CD stand for compact disk. Pen drives. DVD stand for digital versatile disk. Digital versatile disk. Okay. CD stand for compact disk. CD stand for compact disk and DVD stand for digital versatile disk, or you can say that digital video disk. Okay, video and versatile both are the same. Okay, so you can store the data permanently like hard disk. Hard disk stand for HDD, hard disk drive. This is used inside of our CPU, central processing unit. Floppy disk is also used inside. CD-ROM. CD-ROM is used by a writer and DVD is also by writers. Pen drive, you already know about the pen drive. Pen drive is the removable disk drive. Okay. We have already learnt about various external storage devices in earlier classes. You already know about the storage. Okay, how do computer deliver information? How do computer deliver information? After the processing has been done, after the data has been converted into information, the information has to be delivered to the user. This is done with the help of the output devices. Output devices, these are used to display information to the user. Output devices include monitor, plotter, speaker, etc. You already know about the input devices and the output devices. Input devices is used to provide the instruction to the computer system with the help of the hardware. Input device is used to provide the instruction to the computer system with the help of hardware. The input device examples are what are the examples of input devices? Okay, the input devices are like keyboard, okay, mouse, okay, scanner. These are the input devices, and the output devices are like monitor, plotter, speaker, etc. These are the output devices: monitor, plotter, speakers. Okay, so monitor is used to provide the result, okay, and plotter and speakers, these are also output devices. Okay, so after the processing has been done, the data converted into information. Data is a raw material, and after the data convert, it will make the information. And the information has to be delivered to the user. Simple, you provide the input to the computer. After that, the computer send the data to the, like that. I am taking an example. Input provided by the user, then the data goes to computer. Okay, then the CPU process the data Okay, then the data sent to CU, that is control unit, and ALU. Okay, then these are compile the data, that is use compiler convert the information binary to machine language and machine to binary language. Okay, that is our human understand language. Then compiler convert in our language and provide the data to output devices. Okay, you provide the input, then input goes to computer, it means CPU. Okay, then the CPU send the data control unit or arithmetic logic unit ALU, then these are send the data to the compiler and the compiler send the data to the output devices. Okay, this is the process. Okay, so how the computer deliver information, this is a type of that how the computer deliver the information. Okay, we use a lot of computer control equipment in our day-to-day life. Name at least 5 such devices around you. Hint: microwave. Okay, you have already used computer-like devices. You need to think about that and you will provide me answer. Okay, and chapter number 2 is completed. If you have any question regarding to this chapter, then you can ask me. Okay, till that you will try to find out the answers of these questions and these fill up. In next class I will provide you the answer PDF file and the question PDF file. Till that you will learn this complete lesson once again, and if you have any doubt you can ask me anytime. Thank you very much.